We going close up, don't we? I mean it live. They live now. You hear slick back now, but I think I went.
We are live here at the protest. People are slowly trickling in. We have some other channels here. Some other press. So it looks like once more people arrive, we will head over to the actual Indigo Divers site. We're just waiting for a bigger crowd. If you're not here, come on out, guys.
Yeah, but I got sitting on my no.
We're live on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook and YouTube, not on Instagram. So if you normally go on Instagram, send your friends over to Facebook or YouTube.
I got sitting on my knee is like popping.
So we have one of the organizers here of the protest. We're going to do a quick interview with Miss Siobhan.
Hi, Cayman. Hi, Cayman Marl Road. Thank you for having us.
Tell us, Siobhan, why are we out here today?
Well, myself and a few other people decided to organize a protest. As most of the island should or would know by now, a few days ago, maybe give or take about a week ago, there was a fence erected, which is just on the Northwest Point Road on a private dock by what we understand are the owners of Indigo Divers, Chris and Katie Alpers. But not only did they put up a fence, they also put up what I think most reasonable people would agree was a very derogatory comment to the effect of, this is Guantanamo Bay, we're keeping the Riff Raffs out. I want to be clear in my statements that no, he didn't say Caymanians or Riff Raffs, and that wasn't it. But to think that this man who has acknowledged that he has been here in excess of about 30 years has said openly, this is the place that I've lived the longest. To think that we are literally a melting pot of representing some 150 nationalities. Yes, there may be undesirables about this community everywhere, of every nationality, creed, color, and whatever, right? But to think that somebody who also represents the face, one of the faces of our tourism product, feels that way, speaks volumes of him. And then not only that, after the public outcry, he doubled down, changed his Google name to Indigo Riff Raff Cayman. And he gave a half-hearted, somewhat of a piece of rubbish apology, and I'm going to say apology. If you have to request it, it's not an apology and it's not sincere. And I think that most people would agree with me that it was not at all sincere. He doubled down. What we want is the gate removed. I don't for 1 second believe that anything that he said was actually going on. And if it was in fact going on, I think that we are reasonable people. We talk about this Cayman kind. Say something. Say something. I find it very, very hard to believe that people were gutting fish and leaving it on the dock. Nobody eats guts. They would typically throw it out, but he wants to kind of give a half-assed apology for the gate. Explain blackface. Explain this. You move to an island in the Caribbean. Well, what do you expect to find? Eskimos? This is unreasonable, but Chris Alpers, Katie Alpers, Indigo Divers, they represent this is one of the faces of our tourism product, which is not at all indicative of who we are, who the Cayman Islands are, who Caymanians are, and the people who come here as guests in our country. That's exactly what they are, guests in our country. And this is who Chris Alpers is here. This is who he is. That is a representation of who Indigo Divers are.
Okay, Siobhan, what do you say to our MPs, whether they're from West Bay or from other districts. What do you have to say to them right now? Do you think they should be out here?
Well, I think that everybody should be out here. As far as MPs, everybody should be out here. Like I said, and I raised before, I've spoken to my grandfather and my older relatives who've all said that for years, as far as they know, these pieces of property, albeit private now, were used and traversed by the general public for general use. Those themes, those types of usages usually come with prescriptive rights, meaning that you own it, but you don't have permission to block it, right? And I raised this query with a local attorney, Sammy Jackson, on Radio came on, and we're doing some more inquiries to find out exactly what the position is. But when I had a look at the land survey, part of the dock is what we would deem the King's Bottom. So how do you, first of all, erect a structure, secondly, and then block it? If a normal homeowner wants to erect a fence, it has to be planning approved. Who approved this fence? And as for MPs not being out here, this is in West Bay, but this is a major issue. Our beach accesses are being blocked. Our beaches are being blocked. Our public beaches have now been turned into, for God's sakes, some sort of circus with beach chairs and the whole nine. Like, this is not a West Bay issue. Everyone should be out here. Everyone should be outraged about this. This is indicative of, just like I think Ralston said on Cayman Mall Road, these are the conversations, the Riff Raffs and the this, and we all know that happen at their private party, that happens at their dinner tables. It happens. And where are our MPs to address it? I understand the Minister of Tourism said he was going to meet with them. I don't believe we received an update on that. I do know that MP for West Bay South, Andre Ebanks, also said that he was going to have a meeting with them. And, again, in my opinion, a half-assed apology. This is not what we meant, whatever. You said it. So what did you mean? Clarify. It's unnecessary.
All right, thank you so much, Siobhan. We will circle you back in a little bit, and just to let everyone know, if you come out here, Siobhan has water for you guys if you need water. So come on down and support the movement. All right, we're seeing Kenneth Bryan, Honorable Kenneth Bryan is out here. We're going to see if we can get an interview with him shortly. We have Ms. Julie Hunter and her team is out here. Hello, Kenneth. How are you?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Good. We're live here on Facebook and YouTube. Would you like to do a short interview with us?
Yeah, it depends on what you want to ask.
So we spoke with one of the organizers of the protest earlier, and she was calling our MPs to task.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people want to know, did they get planning permission to erect the gate? Do you know? Have you done any research on that? Do you know?
No, I haven't. I'm not aware about any planning permission. I'm not saying that they don't have planning permission. I'm not sure if planning permission is required to put the gate up. Obviously, they would have gone through the approval to do the dock itself. I don't think that's in question.
Is that something that you think you could get an answer for us, for the people? You think you can
whether the gate needs approval? Of course.
Or if it needs approval, and if it does, did it get approval?
Well, I'm quite sure I can find that out. That shouldn't be too difficult to ask.
Thank you, sir. And what do you think we're hoping to accomplish out here today?
I don't know. I didn't organize the protest. I'm mainly here for the people, because I think that this is not really only about what they've said. This is the straw that broke the camel's back, is what I see it as to be, because this is not the only instance of comments, posters, actions that come to feel like you're undermining the people of the Cayman Islands, particularly those who are of the land. So I don't think that this is only about this one thing. To be honest with you, this is the straw that broke the camel's back, and people are just fed up now. So it's even bigger than just the Riff Raff. This is about respecting Cayman, respecting Caymanians, respecting what we stand for, and don't do things that make it be perceived as you're not respecting it. I mean, I spoke to the organizers, and they're saying that they didn't intend it to be against Caymanians, but you have a level of responsibility to make sure that your actions and the comments that you make, whether real or perceived, don't come off that way. And I really believe it's on them to come to the public. I haven't seen enough to be convinced that the genuineness is there. I would like to think so, because I think this is unfortunately going to divide us even further. This is one Cayman. We got new Caymanians. You have generational Caymanians, and us being divided is not going to help the situation. But I can't stand here and be seen as to be in support of that kind of behavior. They need to stop. This needs to stop. People need to come here and become a part of our party, part of our culture in our country. Needs to understand that when you come to Cayman, you're becoming a part of our family, right? We didn't ask you to come. We welcome you. Cayman has always been very welcoming. But if you want to be a part of a family, you would think that you have to respect our traditions, our culture, our behavior. And the same thing that caused them to want to come to the Cayman Islands in the first place is some of the things that they're arguing about. I mean, 50 years ago, Caymanians or people who had a dock didn't have a big issue with somebody going on the dock and using it. And that's what the appeal was of Cayman. Like I can see it. I can see any business owner being upset about people using their property, but to take an aggressive approach like that and then make comments is what the people are upset about, not the actual action itself. So, listen, this for me is more about standing for my people because they've had enough. That's what it's about for me.
So I have one final question for you.
Yeah.
We know, like, for instance, if you set up an Airbnb, those people who run Airbnbs, they report to someone.
Yeah.
And if I understand correctly, they're inspected regularly, etc., right? So these dive companies, obviously they have to have a business license to operate. Do they report to anyone, such as like how the Airbnbs report to someone? Do they report to someone within the Ministry of Tourism?
No, it wouldn't be a Ministry of Tourism matter. The Airbnb does, because we have a licensed inspectorate and licensing officers for hotels, condos, Airbnb. So that we have a licensing regime for that. But all other businesses fall under DCI, so Trade and Business, Department of Commerce and Investment. And I can't say to you what the protocols are off the top of my head. It doesn't fall under my regime. But once you've gotten your license, I don't think there's like a continuous inspection. I guess when you have to renew it, maybe. But I'm not sure if I can answer much more than that.
Maybe that's something we need to look into. I mean, these people, they're representing Cayman. They're on the direct lines. They're a face of our tourism product.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to start making companies that are in the tourism industry report to someone so that we can hold them accountable for what product and how they're representing our islands.
Well, I mean, brand control is very important. I agree with you there. And making sure that they're not displaying Cayman in a way that is not reflective of who we are as a people. And I guess you can add regulations to the trade and business license renewal process, something to consider. And I think that it's sad that we have to consider forcing the regulation rather than it being something that we all do because that's what we are as a community. So again, I said this is bigger than just the one Riff Raff issue. This is the people who are just kind of fed up with what they've been dealing with, particularly over the last decade, and Caymanians are having enough. And I hope for other Caymanians who we welcome and we love in the Cayman Islands. This what you see now is people who feel uncomfortable with what they're seeing and what they're feeling, and don't do that. I mean, it's unnecessary. I can understand there's ways to deal with this, and there's ways just as much as you can put something on the comments on Facebook to say Riff Raff, you can say comments on, guys, can you please respect my property? You know, it's just the way you go about things, not what you do, but how you do it is what causing people this feeling today. But remember, no matter what, peaceful protest is good. Standing for what you believe in is good. But we got to be very, very careful that we don't cause further divide in the country, because having two Caymans is not going to be good. We have to live harmoniously together. So I hope that at the very least, this becomes a symbol of remember where you came and what you want to become a part of, right? So and not lose that direction. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And you're doing a good job, by the way. Morning or afternoon.
All right, we're gonna walk around and see if we can find any other MPs here and do a few more interviews. I see Andre is out here. We'll see if we can do an interview with him shortly. We'd like to be the first to interview Mr. Andre when he has a chance.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure, we have a Caymanian, I assume, a generational Caymanian that would like to say a few words.
Where were you?
I'm from the Brat, forgive me.
Okay.
Why are you out here today, sir?
I'm out here to show my support for the people of West Bay protesting against this dock. I was speaking to Mr. Andre Ebanks and I was listening to Minister Kenneth Bryan as they were talking. And I don't think this gentleman really realized the importance of having this dock, because this dock serves a multi-purpose something. You know, when we look at the Caymanians, the expats, they may use that dock to go on top of the land because they're struggling to feed their family, to go there to catch a fish because they're struggling. And I would strongly encourage this gentleman to really look at the purpose that this dock could serve our community. Not only does he has come here and built himself a successful business, but he can also participate by allowing individuals in our community to use that dock because they are struggling. They can't go to Foster's and always buy steaks and bananas and plantains and all the expensive stuff that's probably in the store. That dock serves such a huge purpose in our community as far as allowing people to use it, go and catch some fish. They may be able to feed their family. And I think it's kind of disgusting that he would actually come up with something like this, particularly in such a lovely community where we try to be loving, caring, and respectful to one another.
And do you know, sir, how long has that dock been there? Does that dock predate his business? Or did he put the dock up? Do you know, as a West Bayer, do you know?
I really think the dive shop has been there for some time, probably over about a year. Might have been a little longer, I'm not sure the exact time. But it didn't take me long to realize there was a gate that people couldn't get on.
Yeah.
Because people decided to speak up and stand up for what was actually happening. And I want to take my hats off to the people that have come out here today to show their support for the community. I want to thank our representatives and those that are trying to get elected. Together we can all make a difference, and that's what it is. It's us standing up, and this probably will not be the first protest. I'm sure there'll be protest upon protest, because I think in this community, Caymanians have been completely taken advantage of.
So you think this event now has united us and we will take a stand and protest against other things as well?
Absolutely. I think it sends a message to those that are coming to try to live with us. That our toes cannot always be stepped on and think we're just going to stand the pain and not say something.
Thank you so much, sir.
No problem.
I appreciate it. Hello, Mr. Andre.
Hi.
Can we get a quick interview with you?
Yes,
So
please.
you're live on CMR,
Hello.
Facebook, and YouTube.
Good afternoon, CMR, listening public, Caymanians here and Caymanians overseas.
Can you tell us why you've come out here today?
I've come out here in support myself, my colleague MP Kathy. Can you see her? You see her? And on behalf of the Caymanian Community Party to show support that language that was used that was clearly offensive and unacceptable is not accepted by our party and nor should it be accepted by our country. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. Things happen, language is used that should never be used, and a slip can happen. But an apology should be made, and let this be a lesson to all of us in the community. This could be a teachable moment to everybody in the community. This shouldn't divide us. This should unite us to say all of us, Caymanian and non-Caymanian, should not accept that language and be living in harmony. We're a small country. Let's pull together. Let's live as a community. And that is why community is so important that it's in the name of our party.
So we spoke earlier with the Honorable Minister for Tourism, and we asked him, because a lot of people want to know, first of all, do you need planning permission to erect a gate on a dock such as they have done? And if they do need planning permission, do you know if they got proper permission and if they went through the proper channels?
Well, I mentioned this on CMR earlier this week, that I put in an inquiry to the Department of Environment. They do have had a coastal works license to also build the dock. What are the terms of that coastal works license to erect a fence on top of it? My understanding is that that is being analyzed and assessed now by the ministry.
Okay, so you'll get back to the people then with that answer.
I hope the ministry gets back to the people with that answer. Sustainability.
Okay. So that's what we need to ask the question. All right, so what do you think the people hope to accomplish about
But even if they don't, I'm still happy to continue to follow up to see what is the answer.
Yeah, because the people definitely want to know. So what do you think we're going to accomplish out here today? What do you think is the big picture?
I think the big picture is right in the answer I gave in the first question.
Yeah.
The big question is bringing the community together. Do we want another one of these examples and then have to protest in East End next week? No. It should show that this stops now. Mistakes happen, apologize, heal the community, bring everybody together. Our small country is such a gem that we don't need this sort of unacceptable behavior, intolerance. We need to have unity. We need to have cooperation and collaboration and bring it together. Why not come out and apologize and say, I slipped, or we slipped, we made a mistake. Can we bring the community together? Reach out. What can I learn? What words are acceptable or not acceptable? Maybe this could be an opportunity where you say, hey, take 10 kids from the primary school, give them free diving lessons. Turn it into an opportunity rather than double down.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Andre. We'd like to hear from your colleague if she wishes to give us an interview.
My colleague has freedom of speech like me.
Thank you so much, sir.
God bless.
Appreciate it. Yes, this is live on Facebook and YouTube with CMR.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon. So we heard from your colleague why you guys are here, obviously. He gave us a background on that. We spoke earlier with the Minister of Tourism, and we were asking, Airbnbs, they report to someone, right? They're inspected, etc. How do you feel about any business that operates within the tourism industry having to answer to someone, whether it be a board or someone, because these people are the face of Cayman, and as we can see, they don't represent what we believe in. So how do we hold them accountable, and how do you feel about having, say, a board or someone for them to answer to?
I certainly believe that there needs to be proper regulation of every industry on the island, and although we're out here today standing in solidarity as Caymanians, I mean, real estate is another area, right, where you need proper regulation. But at the end of the day, I think the message is that we need to really look at our laws and our policies to ensure that we do have conditions that each business owner would comply with, that will ensure that our culture, our heritage, and our people are respected and protected. So I'm here today just to stand in solidarity with everyone, because this type of behavior is not tolerated.
Well, thank you so much for coming out. Like I said, we spoke with your colleague, and he gave us a little more background on why you guys are out here. So thank you so much for taking our interview. Thanks. Appreciate it. All right, let's walk around and see who else we have out here. Looks like we have some more politicians that are running for election this year out here. All right, we're gonna walk a little further down by Indigo Divers where the other protesters are. All right, we see Miss Debbie here, who's another one of our organizers of the event. Miss Debbie, would you like to say something to the community of Cayman?
Yeah, I'm very happy that we've all stepped out. Oh, I'm really happy to see the turnout thus far. I see that we have some of our MPs here. I'm very happy about that as well. And enough is enough. This is our country. We are a minority in our country, and we're taking it back. We are not Riff Raff, and that is going to be proven today.
And what do you hope we will accomplish out here today? What do
Well,
you
for
want
me,
to accomplish?
for me personally, that building is coming down through planning or whatever petitions that we have to utilize, and that their status will be revoked because it needs to. And there are my sentiments and my sentiments alone.
So you say you want the building to come down, or the gate, or both?
Well, if it were up to me, it would have all come down. But I don't want to be a lawbreaker at this point. But enough is enough. We're not putting up with it anymore. We're over it. We're done. We're done.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Debbie. We know you played an instrumental role in getting the people out here today, so we thank you for
myself and others. I'm not taking all the credit.
Yes, we talked to Siobhan earlier, and we'll try to see if we can get a few of the others who are instrumental as well.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
You will see her mom, right?
Yes.
I think you guys are close to mom.
Yes.
Whenever you're ready, she's ready.
Yes, so we're gonna walk down here where the rest of the protesters are, and then we'll come back in a little bit. She'll be out here for a while.
We're here for the long haul.
All right, we'll come back to her, okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna walk down right over here in front of Indigo Divers, where we have the majority of the protesters. Seems as though the MPs are staying a little further away. Hold your sign so we can see Siobhan. I like the song.
Yeah, like the song. Yeah. We must smile, but we're not start smiling because that's what we're known for.
That's right.
We hold our sign, what we gotta do is still smile.
Say it again, say it again.
They say we mustn't smile, but we can still smile and hold our signs because that's what we're known for smiling. So we can still be the tally without being angry. Hello.
That's right. Peaceful protest. So we're gonna go this way and have a look at everyone out here. It's a good little crowd.
Make sure you got that sign good here.
Oh yeah, we got the sign good.
Make sure you get that sign good. Look at that.
We got it.
Somebody wrong there at the start of foolishness. Hello.
So we're trying to give you guys a good picture of how many people are out here in total. It's quite a few people out here actually. So far we haven't gotten the answer from any of the MPs as to whether or not the gate that they erected is even legal. They knew about this from earlier in the week, so we would have hoped that one of them would have had enough political power to get us those answers. But so far we haven't got those answers. Minister MP has told us, Minister Andre MP for West Bay has told us that the Ministry of Sustainability is who we need to get the answer from. But he said if we don't get an answer from them, he would definitely be willing to continue to ask the questions that we want to know. All right, we're gonna walk back towards the other end and try to get a interview with Miss Julie Hunter.
Everybody.
Got your hair, boy. Got your hair.
All right, come on, Scope. Sniff everybody. I know you're going to.
Looks like we have people from everywhere here today, even all the way from the BRAC. Lots of signs everywhere.
That's right. Come on, spine. No more. Come on, spine.
What's up? I don't know. And he probably stuck with small stuff. He had a funeral.
Yeah.
Who have all my
We're gonna try to see if we can get some more Caymanians to talk to us. But in the meantime, we're just gonna hang out here and show you guys who's here. Yeah, so a lot of you on the live agree that our MPs need to get us some answers. That's part of why we're out here today. We want to know, is the dock, well, we know the dock is legal, but we want to know, is the building legal? Is the gate legal?
I don't care. They gave us a try.
We see the Minister of Tourism talking to one of the organizers of the protests. Oh, they're telling us we need to get this If you don't like it, leave it.
I'll tell you what Bird Haggard said on the Grand Ole Opry. You're putting down my country, you're on the fighting side of me. Where the sun goes down. I'll tell you what Bird Haggard said on the Grand Ole Opry. When you're putting down my country, you're on the fighting side of me. When you're putting down my island, you're on the fighting side of me.
All right, so we have some of the protesters out here playing music. I hope you guys heard the song. Give us a thumbs up if you heard the song. On the live, give us a thumbs up if you all heard the song.
Y'all came on today. Music and all.
Finish this up. At least I on the other side of the live. Finish this. If I do fall out. Thanks. All right, so we have another Caymanian here.
What's up?
Tell us which district you hail from.
I'm a Braca, but I live in Grand Cayman.
So as a Braca, Caymanian, why did you feel it was important for you to come out here today?
I don't want to use anybody's private property. I think he has a right to secure it. I think it's wrong to, litter, but you can't be so brazenly disrespectful, and it's just unacceptable. The thing is, if we just sit down and be Cayman kind, don't say nothing, don't stand up for our rights, nothing, Cayman is just going to get walked all over, and that's not acceptable to me. I think we standing up here is good to see. It's good to see something that we can unify together. It's not about hating together, nothing. It's like just learn to assimilate properly. What they posted, that's just their inner behavior. I got a feeling that's just their true colors. And like what Sandra said, when they show it, make them, just let them. And that's all I can say.
Thank you so much.
All right.
True. Let's see this sign here. Love it. We are not Riff Raff. We are civil servants, we are doctors, we are entrepreneurs, we are pilots, firefighters, lawyers, fishermen, accountants, chefs, police officers, leaders. We are Caymanian. Love it. All right, we're gonna see if we can get an interview with Miss Julie Hunter. She is vying for a seat in West Bay, so let's hear what she has to say today.
No Caymanian, no West Bay, Riff Raff.
See, Mr. Ralston is here now as well. Mr. Ralston has shown up. Seems like a lot of the representatives and those vying for a seat are having conversations with the people on the ground, I guess hearing what their constituents have to say. All right, we're gonna we're gonna see if we can get an interview here now with Miss Julie Hunter. All right, Miss Julie, we're live here on CMR, Facebook, and YouTube, and tell us why you're out here today.
I'm out here because I want to be a voice for the Cayman Islands people, especially our West Bay people. We have been disrespected in this regard, and I'm highly upset with the Indigo divers to know that they would disrespect us in this way. Now, they use government property across the street to park their vehicles. Before they had their so-called private dock, they used our dock as all the other dive companies, and yet was nothing said. They use our parking lot to park their cars, but as soon as they see one or two Caymanians go on their dock, they can post a sign saying we are Riff Raffs. Let me tell you, Caymanians are not Riff Raffs, and we want that message to be clear to them. And another thing I want to get across, I just learned that Kuwait just revoked 32,000 statuses for various reasons. So statuses can be revoked. And this kind of behavior needs to be dealt with. And we as Caymanians need to stand up. We are not standing up like we should. And I think today is going to be the start of you seeing us stand up. Look around. There's a lot of people here today. And I think we have now gotten our people energized to know that if we don't put a stop to it, it's going to continue. It's going to be more than just the Indigo divers. It's going to get called out for this kind of behavior. Caymanians are lawyers, doctors, entrepreneurs, pilots, everything you can think of, but they are not Riff Raffs. Okay, this is us, our heritage, and if you're going to come here and make good of our land and be afforded the kind of privileges that Indigo diver has been afforded, then you need to respect our people, respect our diversity, and embrace us as a people. Not just come here to make money. That's not what it's all about. If you're going to just come here to make money, then you need to go back to Ohio.
And tell us, it's a little small on your shirt, so tell us, what district are you vying for?
I am vying for the beautiful district of West Bay, and specifically West Bay West. My name is Julie Hunter. Thank you so much, CMR. You're always right on point, and you have brought a lot of coverage that we didn't have before. So I want to say a big shout out today to CMR.
Come on! We don't have to come on. But yes, so Shonda will find it. She'll find it and put it on, yes. And have you seen the sitting MP for West Bay West out here today?
No, actually, I haven't seen him. In fact, remember, he was the one that said we are troublemakers. And he said we have freedom of speech. So he is not endorsing us being down here today. So I want to know what his part is in being the representative for West Bay West through all of this. Where is he? He has gone silent, which is not good enough.
And what do you say to the other MPs who aren't necessarily sitting in West Bay, but they're sitting MPs across the island? Should they be out here as well?
I think they should be. In fact, I know they should be out here. It should have been a united effort. Now, I will say that a lot of them have funerals today and other commitments. So maybe, we have to give them a little slack there. But I'm thankful for the ones that are here. There are some sitting MPs and there are some hopefuls here, those the candidates that are here. So I thank them for being here as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Julie. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you, CMR.
I just call your name. I just call your name.
All right.
No, I heard you were coming.
We have Mr. Ralston here, and we're going to speak with him briefly and see what he has to say as well.
Well, I think this crowd out here speaks. Oh, hold it?
Yeah, hold it.
Okay.
So tell us firstly, why are you out here today?
We're out here because of disrespect toward Caymanians, our culture, racism, and us being a people that have built a country around being welcoming. But as we all know, in any of these sort of circumstances, a lot of times we do welcome in some people that perhaps have slipped through the cracks. And after a person shows you who they are, believe them. And certainly he has shown us who he is, and we have to believe. And in my mind, people like this ought not to be a part of our permanent community. That's my opinion, and I'm never going to change that. I think it's pretty simple. It's pretty logical. I mean, who else could see someone who blatantly put themselves out there on social media with blackface on in the year 2025 and be proud of it? They would have been rejected in just about any other place. If they were in the US, Canada, or wherever, and they were doing business and that was found, people would boycott their businesses immediately, and they would have immediate repercussions to face. But people feel like they can do that in Cayman and get away with it. But as we can see from the people that have shown up here today, Caymanians are willing to stand up for what is right, stand up for respect, stand up for justice.
And we heard earlier from some of the other ministers, we posed a question to them. So, Airbnbs, for example, they report to someone. They're inspected and they report to, I don't know if it's a board or whatnot. What do you think about all other businesses that operate within the tourism industry having a board or something that they also report to? Seeing that they are the face of Cayman, they represent our tourism product, and they're doing foolishness like this. What do you think about that?
I think that would be a great amendment. Sounds like another item from my manifesto for the tourism section. Now, that's a great idea, because the fact of the matter is tourism is such an important part of our economy that we should be having the tourism department having some sort of regulatory oversight to ensure that those who participate in the business are not only offering Caymankind, but do business in a way that we approve of. Every other industry has boards that have oversight, so I think that's a great idea.
Thank you. And we've asked a few of the other MPs as well as some of those vying for a seat. Do you know, and have you done any investigation to say as to whether the gate is legal? Did they have to get planning permission? We know the dock is legal, but we're wondering if the gate is legal. We know right now you're not a sitting MP and you might not have as much political pull as them to get those answers, but have you done any investigation?
So at this stage, that's still a question as to the legality of the gate. What I can tell you is, I would say with 99.9% certainty, that gate would not have been a part of their original planning permission. And as we know, in any area in Cayman, once a gate goes above 4 feet, you have to get specific planning permission, if that's even for your yard. So this gate is more. So I would go as far as to put my neck out there to say that this gate from a planning perspective would definitively be illegal. And if it's not, the fact of the matter is the planning department has a unit that can do investigations. They do it all the time where they find illegal buildings being built up, and they are able to then tell people to put a stop order. They're also able to tell people to take things down, and they have done that in the past.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ralston. Do you have any last words for the people today?
Well, listen, as this sign says, we are civil servants, we're doctors, we're entrepreneurs, pilots, firefighters, lawyers, fishermen, accountants, chefs, police officers, leaders. We are proud to be Caymanian. And guess what? If somebody's going to tell me I'm Riff Raff, I'm proud to be here standing up saying, you know what? We are good people. We're not Riff Raff. We are good Caymanians. And the fact is, we must take a stand and we must be vigilant. One of the things that happens in Cayman is an issue will come up and we'll make noise about it for a few days and then it dies out. I certainly hope this does not die out this time. I hope the Caymanians will continue to take a stand. Continue to take a stand.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Ralston, and we'll circle back later.
Ralston, come back here. Ralston, come back here. I see this beautiful girl walking. The thing is this. I said that looks like a human girl. But Cheryl, you are so beautiful. I am. I think so. This man, you're perfect. Oh, I can't look at you.
Some water? You good? You good? Some water?
All right, let's read some of the comments here. So we have someone here saying the planning department was called about illegal buildings on the road going to Morgan's Harbor and they chose to ignore it. Well, it looks like we need to protest the planning department next.
Oh, yeah. They're corrupt.
Why couldn't this, Mandy says, why couldn't this be handled from a government standpoint? Well, we've asked some of our sitting MPs some questions and haven't really gotten any definitive answers, so not sure. You want to do it? All right, so we have a, are you from West Bay, ma'am?
Oh, yes, all 74 years of my life. Next Saturday, I will be 74.
So we have a generational Caymanian here.
7th generation.
seventh generation. So tell us, ma'am, why are you out here today?
Why? Most of all, because I'm Caymanian and I am West Bear, but I'm here supporting my beautiful, beautiful cousin, who I am sure will be the next sitting MP in West Bay West. I am fighting for her with blood, sweat, and tears. West Bay is the best because a lot of districts has that as a saying. But that's not just words, it's meaningful. But we are sitting back and letting foreigners like this man that called us out Riff Raffs, who has been living here and reaping the fruit of our soils, not even liking what you think, respecting the people. Because if you want to be a part of it, you hear the saying is when you go to Rome, you do as the Romans do. Then respect and love Caymanians, not just the dollar you're making here.
Amen.
That's what needs to happen. And we need to tell it loud and clear to all entrepreneurs who are here working. We give you the privilege to get a license. We give you the privilege to get a status or whatever it is that you can be in Cayman. Then respect us. Give us a share. Employ some of our people too. Not just bring in your own, but some of our people. Because we need to fight for everything. That is what has happened. And to the MPs that are in there before, I hope that all will be swiped and not just swiped, but swiped and wiped out because most of them I need to see, and I'm praying hard. Lord, give us powerful women. Go back and read the Bible to all of them powerful women because that is when we can get good governance. Good governance. We got some men in there, they're boasting about their years of being there. Make them realize this is not a career choice anymore. No more career being an MP. We got to get that out. Okay? No more. And that's why they're not man enough to make legislation to give term limits. That is what this is not a woman's choice job. And I can't handle that. And I can't handle that. I said, really? What in the world do you think that I can't handle? I got a loud voice, a strong tongue, and a heritage that I got a lot of ancestral knowledge and backing. Remember, I had two grandmothers. I'm the only Caymanian, I believe, that CNN ever had to interview. Two grandmothers that made 100. And I don't know if they heard of me, and they called me up, and I told them it was really a surprise. But I am definitely telling you that I was blessed to get two grandmothers, and they were friends. My mother's mother and my father's mother were friends. So much that when my grandmother came from Cuba, I never forgot in 1998, I think it was. And she bent down and kissed the ground in Roberts Airport. I didn't know her yet, but I was standing on the old tarmac where you could go and meet the people. My father had even probably forgot how his mom had looked till people said to him, "That's your mama coming now." And he kept holding on to me. He was trembling. I'll never forget that day, even what I was wearing. And I said to her, "Grandma, I'm going to fight to help you to live to see that 100th birthday." That was the first request she wanted. I want to get my message from Regina. She didn't call her Her Majesty because that's her name and that's what she knew her by. I want to get my 100th birthday message from Regina. And she did get that. And I thank God today that they are in heaven, but they're, I'm sure, fighting, still praying for us. But for us to stand strong, to not let this country go to the dogs anymore. And my mother's mother used to always say, like this, she used to always say, they took the grand out of Cayman, and no more grand Cayman, it is just Cayman. And she would preach that day and night. She said, you know what we need to do? We need to start looking out for the younger generations. I got 13 grandchildren, 3 great grandchildren, and I am fighting for them so that they're not stuck with all the debts and the bills and everything that we're going to be lumbered with. They're going to look down on us and call shame, shame. So we have to stand and unite. And I'm tired of people saying the Caymanians were lazy. And yes, Caymanians do not try to stand with each other enough. We all today need to make a pledge. You know what? Every Caymanian is my brother and my sister, regardless who your mother and father is. We need to unite and get together because we are definitely a powerful set of people. No more sitting back and laying back. For what? We need to get this ship, Cayman, back on the course where it's not going to ever sink again. Not ever, okay?
Thank you so much.
And I'm supporting again Julie Hunter from West Bay West.
So you
wonderful woman, okay?
So you've heard it, people, live and direct from the protest from a 7th generation Caymanian.
And my name is Gloria Laname Smith. Those that don't know this face, look at it good. This is me. Signing off.
Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna walk down here again, closer to Indigo Divers, and see who else we can see here today.
Hello.
Let's see your sign, sir. Hold up your sign.
Disrespect.
Tired of the disrespect.
We don't get respect. We're going to give them disrespect. Because enough is enough.
Enough is enough. You've heard it, folks. We see some other members of the press and the media here.
Hello, doctor.
We welcome him, he not welcome us. We welcome him, he not welcome us.
Yeah. Thank you. You don't want cash on the side. What's your name?
This is the post that they quickly deleted once they saw the Caymanian people unite. But we got receipts.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like me, that's your problem. If you don't like my car, just speak about it, right?
He better regret it, and actually he should go towards the garbage.
That way almost tripped too.
Wish for a better Cayman without them people.
Show us your sign, sir. It's upside down. Turn it around.
I did it again. I did it again. Read that.
If we are Riff Raff, why are you here? Caymanian proud.
Indigo. Idiot. Need direction. Insult. Gotta go. Indigo. You gotta go.
Thank you. So you heard it there. One of our locals said, Indigo, you gotta go.
We run things, right? We run things. We not run nothing. We run things.
So just to do a recap for those of you who are just joining the live, we are here in West Bay at the public beach near Indigo Divers, and the people are protesting. The people are protesting because we're tired. We're tired of getting leftovers in our own country. We're tired of being disrespected. We see some MPs out here supporting. We spoke with the Honorable Minister for West Bay North, Andre Ebanks. We spoke to his colleague Kathy, the Honorable Minister Kathy. We also spoke with the Minister of Tourism, Kenneth, and we've been putting them to task, asking them if they know about the gate that was erected on Indigo Divers when they referred to Caymanians as Riff Raff, or we assume they're talking about Caymanians. And we've asked some of the MPs if they know whether or not that gate is even legal. We have yet to get a definitive answer on that, so we're still trying to find out. But the sentiment here today is that we are not Riff Raff, and we are united. We're united against racism, classism, bullying. We're united against calling locals, Caymanians, Riff Raffs. And the people are fed up. So we're out here protesting, and we'll circle around and see if we can get some more interviews. So it looks like everyone is going to rally in front of Indigo Divers and get a few pictures and some videos. And again, the purpose of this protest is to show people who come here, move to our islands, make a living from our waters and from our land, that we will not tolerate disrespect. And there's a proper way to do things. All right, so you see the people gathering now. They're going in front of Indigo Divers.
30 years, you haven't loved Cayman yet?
We have Caymanians out here from all districts. And just to let you know, we've seen a few civil servants out here as well, and their sentiments are they're supposed to be politically neutral, but not socially neutral. This is a social issue. So yes, indeed, government workers, you are allowed to come out here and protest as well.
That's what you love. And politicians to me, you better listen. You better do more for Caymanians. Mr. Andre.
All right, so the people are gathering around in front of Indigo Divers.
You gotta do it now. You don't do it now?
We're still out here. All the other MPs who had things that they were doing earlier today. If you're finished, you can still come out here, whether you're from North Side, West Bay, East End. We are all I would say overall out here, there's well over 200 people gathered.
You call me Riff Raff or whatever. For 30 years, you don't understand the loyalty. I'll pay your way home. Yeah, man, I'll help you. I'll pay your way home. Exactly. You haven't developed a sense of loyalty or belonging after 30 years. Why are you here? No other reason. The dollar sign. It's all for personal gain.
After 30 years, you have no love or loyalty.
Somebody hold this so I can hold that so I can cross. I go in the cross.
Yeah, I got them in common.
So, Minister Seymour, sir, Minister of Sustainability, we would like to know, the people would like to know, is the erection of the gate on this dock legal or not? Did they go through the proper processes when they applied for their coastal works for the dock? Was a gate included in that? The people would like to know, is the gate legal or not? So shortly we'll try to go across the street and do a walk down so you can see all the people that are here. All the way that way, across the street, and then walk down so we can see all the people. Go all the way down. So we're gonna go all the way down to the end of the protest lines. We're gonna cross the street and we're gonna take a walk down so you guys can see exactly how many people are out here. I don't want to say how many Caymanians because I believe there are a few expats out here as well, united with us, and they don't stand for those behaviors either. All right, so we're gonna cross the street, hopefully, and then give you guys a good view of what's going on. So we have the RCIPS circling and making their rounds. So here's the beginning of the protest, and we're just gonna go down the line to show you how many people are out here today. So we're trying to give you guys a picture of how many people are out here. It's more than it looks because we have some people behind other people. All right, these are the protesters out here today. Again, we are protesting against Indigo Divers and their previous social media post referring to what we assume Caymanians or locals as Riff Raff, referring to their establishment or West Bay, we're not quite sure, as Guantanamo Bay. So the people are protesting, the people are upset that they were disrespected, and we want better.
I come in that side, don't worry. I come in that side, you don't worry about that. You know, it's not about the dock, the gate and whatever. It's just the whole thing.
All right, we have another Caymanian here that would like to say a few words.
All right. Well, you know, this protest is not about an individual who has put up a gated against his dock, because most Caymanians, majority Caymanians, respect people's property, right? But when you go on social media and you paint every Caymanian as a Riff Raff, had he said a Riff Raff, the Riff Raff in the community, I could say, okay, I accept that. But he painted every one of us with a brush and one stroke right across, and they come back with the kind of stuff you see on that picture right there, I feel totally disrespected because I know when that man came to Cayman. And trust me, as a Caymanian, I'm very upset. And we need, from going forward, our government need more gumption, really scrutinize who we are going to give statuses to.
Also, who we're going to give business license to operate in the tourism industry, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Because me as a Caymanian that operate in the tourism industry, what I have to go through just to get my license, God forbid. I mean, they come here in the last 5 years or so, I've seen more new businesses that you can shake a stick at.
Tell us, sir, what's your business?
I do charters, tours. So I am heavily reliant on tourism. And Caymanians have always been, as we say, Caymankind. Well, that's just a coin word from the last few years. We grew up being that way. We were born that way. That is something that you practice, you go to school for. You. That's just who we are. We're Caymanians.
And tell us the name of your business.
Real Easy Charters, Real Fanatic Charters, Real Easy Charters and Tours.
And as you said, there's no place for that kind of behavior and that kind of speech, especially within our tourism industry, right?
Definitely cannot be accepted. Will not be tolerated. People like that need to be gone.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
All right, so we have Jermaine Ebanks. Jermaine Ebanks Hurlston. And tell us, sir, why are you out here today?
Definitely to show support. I think that all of us here has some level of frustration of how things have been handled in our country. And the reality of it is, like you say, we have let some people that generally don't want to be here for the sake of building community, but also just want to be here for profit gains. And I think it's time for us to amend our laws, identify these individuals and, obviously send them on their way. We do have a lot of good people in our community that are from overseas. So let's not, like I said, let's not make one bad apple spoil the whole bunch. I think we just need to deal with this on a case-by-case basis. But I do encourage everyone to keep voicing their opinion. I know that we've been talking about this for years, taking our problems home and being frustrated. It is time for us to speak up and act together as a community, stay unified.
And what do you think the people are hoping to accomplish out here today? Are we just here standing up, making trouble? What do you think we are here to do and to accomplish today?
Well, ultimately, it's making history. I think we're going to set a high standard for people to understand that, yes, our natural culture and our natural characteristic is to be warm and welcoming. And some people even say we're very passive. But we reached a bottleneck now where we have to acknowledge that sometimes we have some people that wants to abuse the privilege that we've given to them. So it's time for us to step in now and show that we are not going to allow certain behaviors into our community.
All right, thank you so much. Any last words for the people? You're live on CMR, Facebook, and YouTube.
Just want to say this is an amazing moment. This is going to go down in history. And I encourage every single Cayman to continue to work together. We are much more stronger together as a unit than we are divided.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. All right, so we have the line of protesters out here today, and they want to make it clear. We're not out here just to get a tan. We're demanding better from the tourism industry. We're demanding better from people who come here and want to call this their home. Have respect for our people and have respect for our country. So we're going to read some of your comments here on the live. So Stuart says, when the protest is finished at Indigo, please move to Public Beach to protest the vendors, garbage, and criminal activity that takes place on the beach and our busiest public land. Yeah, we hope this is just the start and not the end of a movement here in Cayman. So Magdalene Ebanks Clark says, I was there. Thanks for the MP and the prospective MPs, for the ones who did come and stand up. If you have any questions for any of our sitting MPs, send them through to the live and we'll try to get to them. We'll try to circle back around and see who we can ask some more questions though. Again, we have the RCIPS. I don't see any officers actually out here on the ground, but they are circling frequently in their vehicles just to make sure that we are continuing to be peaceful. So here we have one of RCIPS officers making a round. We have people crossing and blowing the horns, I assume in support of the protests. So Morna wants to know, when can they come and speak to the people? We're not looking for any apologies. Just live in peace. Please play that song that Andy made, please. I'm not sure if she's referring to the song that was playing earlier. We'll see if we can find those ladies. So to our CMR community, Miss Sandy sends her love from away. She couldn't be here today, but we're still bringing it to you live and direct. I think we see Mr. Leon Gold across the street there. He's also running up in this up and coming elections. Yeah, I don't think he'll be getting an interview. So we're gonna go down the line. For all those on the live, share the live. Let's get this wide and far. We want visitors to our island to see this as well, that we do not support Indigo, we do not support their establishment, and neither should they. So all of you watching on the live, share it with your friends, share it with those who are here, tell them to come out and support. Those who are not here, share it. I think I see Mr. Osborne across the street there. So here we have some young future leaders out here as well. We are not Riff Raff. Her sign says we are not Riff Raff. All right, we're going to try to cross the street here again and see if we can get some more interviews. So, ma'am, we had a request on the live to hear the song again.
I don't wear no Stetson, that's a straw hat on my head. I ain't got no leather boots, these are Wampers here instead. I'm still a country boy and this island is my home. And if you don't like the way we dress, go back where you came from. I can't take much rock and roll, George Jones will do for me. I've never owned a pickup truck, but I've sailed the seven seas. And I'm a son of the soil, and these islands are my home. And if you don't like the way we sing, go back where you came from. If you don't like it, leave it, I love it here, it's fine.
So we're going to get an interview with Mr. Ozzy, but we're just trying to see what's happening right here now. So Cameron says, even when Sandra is far away, she's still around, yeah. Old sea turtle for real. Okay, we thought something was happening there with the bulldozer, but doesn't look so. We're gonna see if we can find Mr. Ozzy and get a quick interview with him as well.
My salary and the pension more than your salary.
So we're here live on CMR, and we want to get an interview with you, Mr. Ozzy. Can I call you that? Is that okay?
You can call me Mr. Ozzy, anything you want. It's good to be here. Just me and my wife, we have another commitment, but I said to her, because she didn't realize the protest was on, and she had a medical appointment. She came out and said, let's go West Bend, support them a little bit. So she said, sure, let's go. So we're here, and it's good to see so many people here.
All right, sir. We've spoke to some of our sitting MPs today, as well as some other members who are vying for a seat, and we posed some questions to them, and I guess we'll ask you the same. Do you know anything about the dock? Do you know if it's required to get permission to erect the gate? Do you know if the gate is legal? Would you be willing to do some research for the people? Because so far we haven't gotten any answers as to that.
I was watching the show before I came, and I heard you pose the question to Ralston. Unfortunately, I don't know the answer either. As he said, it is very likely that it is outside of planning parameters, but it is just in bad taste, period. And then to put up the sign that was put up, that is the straw that break the camel back, in my opinion. We have reached a point in this island in these islands, that enough is enough. People take our kindness for weakness, and mankind It's all well and good to be mankind, but people that come here that we welcome have to respect these islands that were built by solid, good people, by our ancestors. We are here now, and when we go out, they make us feel like we are the foreigner. When we speak, they make us this. Some people are saying, "Oh, this is a little issue." They're up in arms about it. That's not the point. The point is that this symbolizes the undercurrent that is there, the prejudice that is there by people that come to these islands, and you hear it. I get my kids who are grown kids who work in various environments. As a person who moves around this island and takes part in so many things, I see it, I feel it, I get the complaints. Enough is enough. They simply cannot accept to come expect to come to Cayman, and we tolerate this. If I went somewhere and did this, they kick me out. And therefore, I believe we really seriously have to consider the revocation of status grants in some cases. When somebody behaves like this against the country that they're welcomed in, this is equal to treason, in my opinion. And treason is something that is very serious and should be treated as such. And you have no business in my country. I'll drive you to the airport. People like you, right? I heard they doubled down on it this morning because they pretended to apologize about this incident to a couple of MPs, but they doubled down on it and put cars here that you guys couldn't even park properly this morning. All right? Come on, guys. We got to wake up in this country. And the reason I am running is, I can tell you, one of them is primarily this, because immigration has to be reformed in this country. We have to bring in people in this country who mean us well and not come here to dictate and impose their ways and their means on us. They have messed up their own countries and running from them, and they come to the Cayman Islands and they want to change us. No, no, no. We were built, we Ironwood people, we were built on solid ground. My foundation is buried deep in the ancestral history of this country. And this boils my blood. And I'm proud of each and every one out here who have said what they have to say and show their strength and support. I'm not from West Bay, but this is not a West Bay matter. This is a Cayman Islands issue. And we have to say, folks, I'm sorry, but we don't need your type in this country. If you're not here to work with us and be a part of us and be alongside us and feel, you may not like our turtle and you may not like this that we eat, but we're not gonna force you to eat that, but at least be a part of our community, respect us. Please respect us. That is what I want to leave with you guys today.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. And thank you for coming all the way from Bordentown to support us.
Thank you.
We need to find out that Red Bay has that exactly. It's not supposed to be called that. That's what I'm saying. So is that illegal? The planning needs, we need to check into that. We need to check into that.
Will have no choice but to look into it.
Because that fence should be there. Because they're both destroyed.
So planning department, Ministry of Sustainability, whoever's in charge, the people want answers and we want to know, is the gate legal? And if it's not legal, have them take it down. So here's the gate that they erected on their dock that was the start of all of this. But as you heard Mr. Osborne say, it's not just about the gate, folks. It's about the blatant disrespect of the locals.
That's right. Right in the corner. Come on, you gotta get
Right? I didn't go to rent that man in Bahamas. They hung Bahamas. Yeah.
Legalize it. That's what people like. We don't need no enforcement on illegal stuff. I got concerned road. We don't need no enforcement on illegal stuff.
What you hear that?
All right, let's see if we can get some more of your comments here. You good? Police.
Oh boy, these the kind of people that need it, bro. This is Riff. This is the real Riff.
So we have people on the live stream questioning as to why CMR has decided to not give an interview to Leon Gold. And the sole owner of CMR, Sandra Hill, has expressed her feelings about him and anyone else that have allegations against them regarding women and children. And she has said on previous shows that she will not be giving him a space on her show. So that is where she stands on the matter. And yeah, I would say if you have any more questions, I'm pretty sure Miss Sandra Hill is listening and watching and would be happy to answer your questions. So Cayman Brack, the best island, says in the comment section, too many non-natives in the planning department doing unlawful, corrupt stuff. We're going to try to read some more of your comments here. Miss Debbie Ebank says, boy, I've been waiting for this for a long time. United Caymanians taking a stand. Lana May and Aussie speeches were off the chain. Sandy, the interviewer, is making you proud. Boy, she good. Thank you guys. Elaine says it would be the Ministry of Planning, Department of Planning, responsible for answering that question. So we know that the ministry, that the planning department is ultimately responsible for answering our questions. However, we feel like this is something our MPs, our sitting MPs, should also be able to get answers to. Claudia says, our people has embraced so many people and welcomed them to our homes. That is not a sign of weakness. Please respect who we are or kindly go back where you came from. So just to recap what's happening, if any of you have just joined the live and if you don't know what's been happening lately in the Cayman Islands, we have Indigo Divers, a local dive establishment, posted a post on their social media essentially referring to locals or Caymanians as Riff Raff and making reference to Guantanamo Bay. And they also erected a fence or a gate on their dock to keep the quote-unquote Riff Raff out. And the people of Cayman were highly offended and insulted because if you look up the definition of Riff Raff, it's not a nice thing to call someone. So the people are out here protesting. The people want to set an example and show other foreigners who come in here, create a business, start a business, get status, call this their home, that that type of rhetoric is not acceptable. So that's why the people are out here today protesting. Some people also want the gate taken down. They want to know, was the gate even put up legally? And if not, then yeah, we want the gate taken down. And just to clarify and confirm, Indigo Divers, they are in no way associated with the Indigo Hotel. So it's a separate entity, Indigo Divers, not Indigo Hotel. So we still have a large crowd out here holding their signs. Some people are leaving and the crowd is dwindling a little bit, but here at CMR, we're going to try and stay out here as long as we can to give you the coverage. So Cameron on Facebook says, so glad to see you all, to see all of Ane in one place for a cause, whatever the cause may be. Yes, Caymanians have had enough and we're choosing to unite over this issue, and hopefully this will not be the end, but a start of us uniting over other major issues within our community. So we have people crossing in support, blowing the horns, waving their Cayman flags. So nice to see out here and everyone out here in their Cayman shirts.
No Riff Raff, you understand?
No. All right, guys.
So the crowd is dwindling here now. People are heading out. We think that we've made a point out here today and we've made an example of Indigo Divers. So CMR was one of the first out here from the media, and we hope to be one of the last. So we have Miss Debbie here again, and with Miss Debbie, we have a few more questions for you. Would you be willing to speak with us again?
More than. What would you like to know?
So we've asked several sitting MPs and some of those vying for a seat if they know whether or not the gate is legal. No one has seemed to be able to come up with that answer yet. How do you feel about that? That no one has given us an answer.
How I feel about that can be uttered on this public forum. Okay? But we want a solution. We're not just here to protest. We need either incumbents or any sitting MPs that are remaining to take a stand and say what is going to happen. We want a solution. It has to come down. No ifs and buts. It's coming down one way or the other.
So you're not out here just to stand up and catch heat. You want an actual.
As we all are, we want resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not here because of the hot sun and wearing black t-shirts. That, it's 90-something degrees. We want answers. We want a solution.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
The next hurricane
I'll drive that damn boat. Is that right?
So we have Mr. Berman Scott on the live here in the comments saying from Dave Martin's song, "We are a peaceful people. Struggling, we struggle, but we not look for trouble. Just ask around. Some foreign places and some outside places talk about talking over. But we ain't backing down."
All right.
I got 6 boys and 1 girl. All right, honey. All right, this way. I got 7 grandchildren.
All right, beautiful lady.
Oops, sorry.
All right.
Hey guys, nice seeing you.
All right, good
God
seeing you.
bless.
Good take care. Good seeing you.
So JJA Ebanks says, "We want their business license need to be revoked and them deported. That's the outcome that we want from this protest." So Jane Mosley James says, "Tara Bodin, no apology can excuse the owner of Indigo dressed in blackface at some party here. That says everything about who this man truly is and how he feels about the locals whose island he's made his money. Truly despicable." So we can see in the background here, guys, Makiva driving right by in his vehicle, in his government vehicle. I hope you saw that. He was in his black government SUV driving right by. He didn't even come across the protests. He didn't come out here at all. Vernita says, "Stand loud and proud, Caymanians. It's about time we unite and fight against people that come into our islands, get papers, and disrespect us. There's nowhere in other countries this would be accepted." Tara says, I understand that. I feel the same way. They are wrong and they should be deported. Oh, hi, correct.
When he drunk up,
This what you need to see.
We want answers. I said that to you already. Answers, and we only have one representative that's left. Most of the sitting MPs have left. I make note that they did come. We appreciate their support. So we only have one left. I think that Mr. Bodden has just left. Mr. Bodden. So Mr. Anglin is going to speak on our behalf. We're not just here to protest. We want a solution. It's not going to end here.
All right. I hope you guys heard that. We want a solution. And so we have Mr. Ralston Anglin here, and he's going to say some final words and put some people to task.
That's right. So thank you. Well, if you just look over, you'll see the gate. I mean, and the gate is the vexing issue. Everybody is wondering, what does the coastal work license for Indigo divers cover? Secondly, what does his plan and permission cover? Is that gate legal? What is the current status of this entire piece of property? That has to be clarified in the public square, and the public made very, very clear. But on a bigger picture level, Caymanians do not feel like this business ought to be the part of our fabric. Plain and simple. And every community has the right to do that. I understand that your owner is from America. Do you think that if the local CBS, NBC, ABC station saw a picture of him in social media in blackface, that if he was living in whatever city, I understand he's from Cleveland or from Denver in Colorado, wherever in the US he was from, if that was found out and shown in public and given publicity, what would happen to his business? So our reaction to Cayman is nothing more than reasonable. Anyone who is willing to not just insult the people of the country that he has now moved to, and not just the people in this district, but people across Cayman and all Caymanians, ought not to have the privilege of having a trade and business license. That's my personal position. If the law does not allow for the government to take into the good governance of our community, then the law ought to be changed, because we need to ensure that we do not have situations like this that could cause people to cause illegal acts. If you know how many people have had to be discouraged from going at this piece of property because they're so angry, we don't want that. We don't want Caymanians to be instigated into committing an illegal act. Secondly, in my opinion, I don't care how he acquired Caymanian status. At the end of the day, Caymanian status is a grant. And that grant comes with certain responsibilities. In my opinion, and in the opinion of every person that I've talked to here, anyone who is willing to dress up in blackface, to then turn around, and I think the sign is somewhere here, and then turn around and show his backside, just to show the contrast in the color, clearly demonstrating. Isley, we just want to show this as we're wrapping up here. That disgraceful thing. Anyone who's willing to do that ought not to enjoy Caymanian status, as far as I'm concerned. If the law doesn't cover it now, I can tell you this isn't a political issue. This is an issue about Caymanians. I have children, and at some point, God's willing, I hope that they will have children. We have to leave a better Cayman for them. This is not the Cayman that we want to leave for them. Clean and simple.
All right, thank you, sir. You've heard it. Hold up your sign for us here. Let's see. No more Cayman kind, Cayman spine.
That's right. We must stand up.
Thank you so much, sir. So as the protest wraps up here, you've heard it. People want answers. We didn't just come out here to protest, but the people want answers. They want to know, is the gate actually legal? Should it even be there in the first place? They want to set a very big example out of these people that you cannot come here and disrespect the locals. We won't tolerate it. So let's just, for those still watching online, and we know that CMR's reach is far and wide, and we know that people that don't live here will be watching as well. So Indigo Divers, the people of Cayman have a message. Do not come here, make a living here, and disrespect the people. All right, folks, that's it. You heard it here, live and direct from CMR.